Just talk about getting fired up and getting back out here for spring ball again. Does it get you excited?
Well, I'm always excited. I'm excited every day of my life. We're really fired up to be out here today. Got great weather again, and we've got a lot of new faces to look at, and we just want to see the progress we've made. If we can translate the gains we made in the weight room onto the football field, we'll be doing okay.
Now, I noticed the guys that don't have the shoulder pads on today, isn't there usually a lot more hitting in spring ball?
Yeah, we're by NCAA rule, we got to go 2 days, the first 2 days without pads on, and then we'll put the shoulder pads on Friday, and we'll get after it pretty good, and then Saturday we'll get after it in full gear. So there'll be a lot of hitting, but we're very thin at certain positions. There's a couple positions where we only have 1 or 2 guys that are on scholarship, so we've got to be really careful with what we do.
And as you go into the spring practice, you get some junior college transfers, some guys that can help right now. Does that help, I guess, in the evaluation process before you get ready for fall?
Well, we're going to find out if they can help.
Yeah, right.
You know, we're the one sport that we're not allowed to have a ball or do any work with them in the off season, you know, other than it be in the weight room. So today's the first day I can legally see these guys, you know, with a ball in their hand and do things. So we hope that the evaluation was good from what we saw, but, you know, we feel pretty good about it.
Any positions that you're really looking at this spring?
Well, obviously the quarterback position is huge for us offensively. The offensive line, we have to develop some continuity. Wide receivers, we have to figure out who's going to step in. You know, how many guys are going to try to replace Albert Wilson? You know, probably take about half the team to do that. On defense, we lost our whole secondary, and we've got to establish some consistency at linebacker. So we got a lot of questions.
Coach, man, you got a busy spring.
Punter and kicker and D-line and coaches, everything. So
all that stuff, man.
We're still building the house right now.
I guess
You
so,
know,
man.
so.
And you're going into a conference, and you've got some non-conference teams that you got to be ready to go, man.
Yeah, we play at Washington, we play at Clemson, we play Air Force. So, you know, we've been thrown in the deep end, but we can swim. We're going to see how it goes.
Coach, you're about the most optimistic guy I've ever seen, but coming off a winless season, how do you stay up and get ready for the next season?
I'm up every day. You know, it's not that big a deal because we know what we're building. We know the type of young men we're bringing into the program and the type of family atmosphere that we have here. So we see how our recruiting classes are going. You know, we've been able to have a really strong recruiting class this past year, and our kids believe in what we're doing. And anytime you can be around them, you'll see why we're optimistic.
How much was it a function of a new system or little places you need to fix before you can move on?
Well, you got to understand, we took over a program that was in the bottom 5 of the FCS, and we're put into the FBS. So, you know, we've got a lot of improvements to make. And these kids know it, and they're working at it, and we're recruiting in that regard. We got to recruit, and we've got to develop the young men that we have, and with the staff that we have, that'll be no question here.
Speaking of recruiting, beating in-state rivalries or in-state rivals will go a long way to helping you in that endeavor. You're playing Georgia Southern this coming season. That should help. Putting on a good show for that game would surely help.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a great crowd there, and I have the utmost respect for Willie and his staff and what they've done over the history of Georgia Southern. I mean, I've known about Georgia Southern football since back in the Tracy Ham days and the Coach Russell's days, and they've been excellent. So, you know, we'll be honored to play them and get on the field and see where we stand.
Do you put any importance of playing well in that game?
They're all important. Abilene Christian's the first game, you know, and that's the only one I can think about right now. But right now, all I can do is think about these guys out here and getting better and getting an understanding of our system, keeping guys healthy and making a great evaluation of the players that we have so that we can go into the summer trying to get ready for Abilene Christian.
You had a lot of turnover in your roster with a lot of seniors last year. A lot of juniors are going to be rising seniors. How much are you going to lean on those guys to kind of get the new people who are in here for the first time, you know, along with the program?
Well, we really don't have a lot of juniors. You know, we've had to go out and get some junior college players that won't be here until the summer for summer school. But the base of our team are freshmen, and we're trying to build our sophomore class. We'll have some seniors and some juniors, but you know, we're trying to lean on all of them. You know, our expectation level is really high here. We want to compete right now. We don't want to wait. We can easily say, well, it's going to take us 5, 6, 7 years, but we want to win now. And we got our first victory last weekend. On Saturday, we were presented with the Sun Belt Conference GPA award for football. We had the best GPA in all of the conference in football, so that's victory number 1. So you got to start somewhere. And we take little victories everywhere we can, and that was the first one. And it matters. Academics matter here. So now we got to translate it into winning in the weight room, winning on the practice field, winning in the community, and then the wins on the field will start happening.
How about your culture? That's one of the things you wanted to change, how guys prepared themselves in the weight room and in the film room last year. How much do you think they'll bring from the progress they made last year into this season?
Oh, I think they'll bring a lot of raised expectation. I'll keep saying that word over and over. We've got to expect to do well in everything that we do. And I think our kids have shown this winter conditioning that they've raised it. Now we've got to go out and do it when the pads go on, and I still have to wait 2 days to see that.
Is there a mark or milestone going into the season that you say, if we achieve this, I feel like we're on our way?
I think it's more so just determining whether or not we get better. And we could go out, to be honest with you, again, we took over a program that was one of the bottom five FCS programs. Now we're in the FBS. We could improve 20 times from last year and still not win. You know, we're still trying to close the gap, and you only do that by developing the young men that are here in the weight room and on the field, and recruiting. So, you know, we played 15 true freshmen last year. I'm sure we'll have to play some true freshmen again this year, and we're continuing to lay the bricks to build a home, you know, piece by piece.
You know, with that said, how important is it for some of these young guys to maybe catch your eye and possibly get a shot?
Oh yeah, they know that, and I'm gonna give them a shot. Some of them they're gonna get a shot by default because we don't have anybody at the position. But you know, we don't care what year you are. I mean, Shawnee Lawrence started every game for us. He was 17 years old, didn't turn 18 until after the season. So you can be young as long as you got some talent and the want to, and you understand mentally what we want to do. And so everybody's going to get a shot, and we're going to look at all of them, even the ones coming in that we sign. I mean, there will be true freshmen that play for us in the fall.
Have to, right?
Yes, we have to. Yeah.
A new addition to the coaching staff and has a lot of experience. Can you talk about your new wide receivers coach?
Tim Lopano is a great human being, excellent football coach. He's coached Calvin Johnson the last few years, has been an offensive coordinator at the highest level, has recruited Drew Brees, Chad Ochocinco, TJ Hushmanzada, just to name a few. So he's coached at all levels, coached in the NFL and major colleges in Division I, and he'll bring a wealth of knowledge. And the most important thing, he's a good family man and a good role model and a really good friend that's just going to benefit our staff and Georgia State University.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.